We are solving question 2. So question 2, you already have the question. So I'll go by the formula on how to solve this question. So with this question, this is how I do it for exam purposes. So this is how I do it. So from start, we will just write our question number. Then we will start with the transactions over there. So on 1st January 2018, bought 500 bucks costing 7,500 in total. 31st January 2018, sold 400 bucks for 20,000. Replaced them with 400 bucks costing 14,000. So we are having a buy and sell over here. So that's how I'll do it. I'll write my bought, then sold, bought and sold. So with 1st January 2018, then I'll state that date down. 1st January. You can add the year, but I'll just ignore the year. So on 1st January 2018, what happened? Bought 500 bucks costing what? 750 in total. So I can just write 500 at what? 7,500. Then the next transaction was on 31st January 2018. Sold 400 bucks for 20,000. So we go to sold, that's 31st January. Sold 400 at what? At 20,000. The next transaction on the same 31st January 2018, we replaced them with 400 bucks costing 14,000. So replacement is the same as you buying, because you are replacing it. You didn't sell it, you are replacing it. So that would be like bought 400 bucks costing 14,000. So we go back to bought and the same date, that's 31st January 2018, replaced or bought with 400 at a price of 14,000 Ghana cedis. The next transaction was 28th February 2018. Sold 200 bucks for 10,000. So we go to sold. Sold. So the date again is 28th February. Sold 200 bucks at 10,000. Sold 200 bucks at 10,000. Bought 50 bucks costing 1,750. So you go back to bought. We have 28th February. Bought 50 bucks at 1,750. 1,750. On 31st March 2018, sold 200 bucks for 11,000. So we go back to sold, that's 31st March. Sold how many bucks? 200 bucks at 11,000. On the same 31st, we bought 100 bucks. So same 31st March, we bought what? 100 at 3,600. Mind you, maybe they might not mark this, like this not part, but this is my way of solving the question. This will be very easy for you to solve the question. So this is my way of solving it. So when we are done with this, then we start with what? Our sales revenue. Then we start with our sales revenue. So sales revenue. We underline it very neatly. Let me use my student ID. Underline it very neatly. So now the sales revenue will consist of the dates, historical costs into Ghana cedis. We have our CPP factor. Then we have our CPP. That one too in Ghana cedis. Now let's take this scenario. We are buying and selling, so let's take it as if say we are running a retail shop that sells Bell Cooler, just Bell Cooler. We are running a retail shop that sells just Bell Cooler. So right now we are recording our sales. So to record our sales, we are saying that on 1st January 2018 we bought, we didn't sell, so we skipped that part. We are just recording what? Sales revenue. So where did we sell? On 31st January 2018, sold 400 bags for 20,000. So on 31st January, you can bring the 18, so maybe 2018, or you can just leave it. So the historical cost, what was the cost for that 400 bags that we sold? That 400 bags that we sold, the cost was what? 20,000. Now you always multiply your historical cost plus the CPP factor. So we multiply, then we go to the CPP factor. With the CPP factor, in the question after the transaction, check the down. We have the retail price index during the period was as follows. So we have retail price index of 1st January 2018 for 200, 31st January 2018 for 220, 28th February 2018 for 230. Then we have where is the other one? Then we have 31st March 2018 for 240. So this is the trick. This is what I use. With the CPP factor, always use the last date, the index for the last date. Always the index for the last date needs to come first. That's 240. That's 31st March 2018. The index is what? 240. So you use it first, divided by, you come back to your indexes, and now the historical cost, the day we did the transaction was what? 31st January 2018. So we trace that date to our retail price index to see the index for that particular date. So it was what? 31st January 2018. So 1st January 2018, no. 31st January 2018, yes. So the index for that date is what? 220. So it will be over what? 220. Over 220. Now we will take our calculator, then we multiply 20. I don't know if you can see the calculator, but I'm trying. 20,000 times 240 over 220 will give us 21818.18. Good. So we go back to the transactions. Replace them with 400 bags cost. No, replace is bots. We are not dealing with the bots because this is sales revenue. So the sold items, that's what we are recording. We come to the next transaction. That's 28th February 2018. Sold 200 bags for 10,000. That's what we are interested in. So we sold an item there. We sold the Bell Cooler there. Sorry, we sold the Bell Cooler. As I said, we are using an example like we are selling Bell Coolers. So 28th February 2018, we sold 200 bags for what? 10,000. We are just interested in the historical cost, the cost, not the number of bags or the number of Bell Coolers we sold. So the cost, that's 10,000. So we write our 10,000 multiply by, I said always throughout, the last date, the index for the last date is supposed to come to the top. It's not supposed to change. The only thing that's supposed to be changed is the down one. So over, then with the down one, how to get it is you check your date, this date, you check it and cross check it with the price index, the retail price index. So now this is 28th February 2018. When we check the question, the price index of it, we have 1st January, we have 31st January, we have 28th February. So 28th February aligns with this one. The index for 28th February 2018 is 230. So we write what? 230 over here. Then we do our calculation on the calculator. 10,000 times 240 over what? 230. We have, let me put a comma here, 1 2 3 comma. So we have 10 comma 434.78. good, 78. Now our next transaction. So on the 28th February, when we sold the bags, 200 bags for 10,000, we bought. We are not interested in the buying. So the next transaction is 31st March 2018. We sold, so we are interested in that sold. So 31st March 2018. We sold 200 bags for 11,000. We are interested in the money, the historical cost, the cost, not the bags. So we write what? 11,000 times. I said this one is always stagnant. Then we check 31st March 2018 to the index. That one is what? 240. Then we take our calculator. 11,000 times 240 over 240 will give us 11,000. So we write 11,000. Now with that last transaction, bought 100 bucks. No, so but we are not interested. So that means with all those transactions we are done. So when you are done with this whole transaction, you come and add, sum this up, the historical cost, you sum them up. So we create a line here. Then you sum the CPP2 up. You sum them up. So let's sum the historical cost. 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 11,000 will give a 41,000. or 41,000. Then let's sum the CPP up. 21, I don't know if you can see, 21818.18 plus 10434.78 plus 11000 equals to 43252.96123, comma. We are done with this. So now we are done with what? The sales revenue. Now we go to cost of sales. So we write what? Our cost of sales. We underline it neatly. Cost of sales. So we are going to copy the whole thing here. The only thing that's going to be added to it is details. After the details. So we write our dates. We write our details. We write our historical costs into brackets Ghana cedis. We write our CPP factor. Then we write our what? CPP into brackets Ghana cedis. So this is what we will have. I should have created more space here. So this is the ideology. This is how I do mine. This is my ideology. So you see what we did over here, the bought and the sold over here. Now we are going to see the cost of the sales that we made, the sold. So we are going to use the FIFO method in doing this, the FIFO method. So let's take this narration, or let's take this ideology that we are selling Belcola. We have a retail shop. Now there is nothing in the retail shop. There is nothing there, and we bought 500 Belcola carton and packs. 500 packs of Belcola. You 500 packs of Belcola at 7,500. Now you on the 1st January, but right now they are saying that on the 1st January we sold 400 packs at 20,000. So since we are interested in the sold, be cost of sales. So we still now we are using the sold. So the ideology on the FIFO method is first in, first out. So since we bought 500 first, the Yebetombia Yebeti 500 no first. 500 name sign twice. When the 500 is not done, we are not continuing. So we have to deduct everything from the 5. We have to sell whatever is in the 500 before we sell other ones. So the dates will be 31st January 2018. 31st January 2018. And now the details. This is how we are going to do the details. We've bought 500 packs of Belcola. Now we are selling. They are saying that we sold 400 packs of Belcola on 31st. So 400 packs of Belcola over the one that is in the warehouse or the retail shop. Right now we have 500 there, over 500 at the price that we bought that 500 packs of Belcola. So times 7,500. Good. Now we will take our calculator. We will put the same thing, 400 over 500 times 7,500. Now we have 6,000. So we write our 6,000 as what? Our historical cost. So 6,000. As I said with the first one, it's the same thing. So you multiply. Then our CPP factor. What's going to be our CPP factor? Now I told you that the last date of the index for the last date in the retail index pricing, that's what you are going to use for the top. That's constant. Now with the first one, we were using the historical cost, just the money aspect. Where we got the money from, that's the date we got the money from, 31st January 2018. It was what? It was 220. Where we got the money from, where we recorded this one from, the index was 220. But this one, they said we bought the item, the 500 packs, at January 1st, and we sold it at what? January 31st. So now we are saying that 500 no ewo wholesale yakoton ewo 500 ni mu 500 ni mu no na 1st January. It was 1st January. So we will use their thought that time na thought Belcola packs ne buy no, that period na be use ne den the index, the price index into retail price index in the the 1st January was 200. For the 1st January 2018, it was 200. So since we are using, so let me show you this technique. Since you understand this, the down part, I don't know, say denominator or say the down part, you use that index for the down part. Into down part na then na 500 no trace kwa then 1st January. Oba check a question na 1st January index na then 200. Then you put that here 200. Then you are free to go. Since you can work this out, you understand this part now, you are free to go. Then you make your calculation. 6,000 times 240 over what? 200. But then to give us what? 7,200. I've the here and a confusing for no. To see a wholesale no, you told 500 packs of Belcola at the bow. You told 400 packs of Belcola, and to see a car Belcola send a shop on them. Aka 100 because what's 400 if 500 me a beka 100. Okay, idea 500 now turn 400 fima a beka 100. So the 100 no na aka no. You see 28th February 2018. You turn 200 packs of Belcola. You turn 200 packs of Belcola. That's 28th February. But you share bought no on 31st January no. You tore 400 packs of Belcola ebe before 28th neighbor no January bands in February until before 28th neighbor no after you turn way on January 31st no na aka 100 ewo wholesale no 31st na you sa tore 400 packs of Belcola ebe there 100 na ewo wholesale no until see as at 31st January 2018 no you 500 packs of Belcola after you turn 400 and I as at 400 abeka one your 500 wholesale in the 500 wholesale no you said 28th February 2018 no you turn 200 let's see no my intro we were see 1st January the na you turn na 500 you turn na 100 me boa after the 31st January, you top 400 aba. Odi mienu we buma 500. But you see FIFO, nti FIFO ni nti a, you beton January de ni ewi, ase na you beton den 31st January de. You beton 1st January de ni ewi, ase na beton what 31st January de ni am. Nti see a de be yen say we sold 200 on 28th February. So we use when the date near you until we use 28th February. Then we come to the details. Now you see a ton saying you ton 200. You ton 200. Until we call back to January 1st now. 201 na that be 200 new. 100 penny wo. That means say you bet 100, you bet use 100 pe. Until you bet 100 over time I had the turn no 500 no times the price na the aka no. Until we work calculator so 100 over 500 times 7,500. This will give you 1,500. 1,500 times, as I said, this one doesn't change. And as I said also, we use where or check here. Now be check a question anymore. 31st. We know 31st. 500, 31st. Saying 200. What's about you so now we do have about 1,500 times 240 over what 200. I'm at what 1,800. 1,800. Good. Now into a trace ya turn 31st de ni ewie. A turn 31st de ni ewie. And a February we no so ya 100 na ya koton ewie ntaka 100 wa ye beton. Nti 100 no afena ya beti efisa 400 ni mo. Nti abu de sa 28 February na afena ya kote 100 no. Efi 31st the enemy. 31st no Coca-Cola saying pack saying 400 at price of what? 14,000. It's a calculated way, yeah. You 100 over 400 times 14,000. 3,500. 3,500 times constant 240 over. You 400 now. 400 new date ben 31st January. Oko check price index or question anymore. 31st January near saying 220. 220. Now they have about 3,500 times 240 over what? 220. When you're saying 3,818.18. In Ibeja 2 decimal point 1. Ibeja 2 decimal point. Inti yewie February no 200 ni yewie. Why yewie? Inti say ati 200 ni yefim. Na your 500 wa hasi. Inti ati 200 ni yefim. 200. Inti say beka sen 300 wo meboa. Aha. Inti say aka 300 or 31st January. 31st January aka 300 wo. Inti 28th February ni atonwi. 28th February na yesa koto 50 packs. Ebe count. This year 31st January no akayen 300. After 28th February 50 packs abe count. This year you were 350 packs oh wholesale. But you better turn 31st January then in the and senior better turn then February 28th. Into next transaction, you say 31st March 2018, no, you turn 200. Into your list 31st March 2018, 200 no. 31st January, say bit melting in the film, and into your better that's 200 over 31st January. 31st January then aka 300 wo nti be use ni we no 400 times the price na 14,000. You buy your calculator so you be 200 over 400 times 14,000. Be what 7,000 times because we are constants. Over or check 400 now 400 31st December or be check question ma index on 31st December na so say 220 to be 220 na tab be 7,000 times 240 over what 220 more than 7636.36 2 decimal penny jana ho. It's here no sold ni yewie because ya ton 31st day ni ya year 28th day ni ya 31st day ni ya nti isi a wohwe mu mpo a asta na ka ya friend is 100 or 31st na buy and fine home because yewie question yewie honum yewie isi a de be ne say still a year sales revenue no historical cost na abe den ya be add na ko add CPP na so it is here no add 6,000 plus 8,500 sorry plus 3,500 plus 7,000 that will give us 18,000. 18,000. We also man 7,200 plus 1,800 plus 3,818 plus 18 plus 7,636.36. To this man saying 454.54 1 2 3 comma ti yewie oh question yewie ti si ade be simple ade be ya account simple your friend no profit statement eno na just addition keke inteno no obey historical cost obey CPP no me anyway historical cost ni CPP no factor na account historical cost CPP no pe eno pe na be na eno no be ne sen obey fa dia efi sales revenue no historical cost no total na efi what the ba shawo yeah all CPP what ba shawo no aba down for cost so no what the need abe den abe shawo what the need abe shawo na what way ai den if you win uti we if you win uti we if you win keke no keke na nti enya na hwa ade profit statement enko ha nti amembi ha profit statement nti profit statement underline FFF so me say then historical cost per maybe in Ghana cedis why and a CPP in Ghana cedis in the first one then sales revenue or sales stroke revenue say they are national sales revenue why sales stroke mom why so sales and annual revenue strokes plus revenue why sales revenue into historical cost in your same in your 41,000 it's a brabesha 41,000 your core the CPP now in your 43,252 43,000 say 252.96 after they then do you bear cost of sales until you better then cost of sales and also need HT historical cost you know then 18,000 so make I say you see where you ATF 18,000 account with TV if we just a negative meeting I don't just figure out why a negative meeting to my see and say na we don't say meeting why have the cost of sales in so now 20,454 20,454.54 0.54 the first time I say video na attempt no I na here now I be then abe yen ho adwuma wa ha 41,123 minus 18,123 23,000 ewie 43,252.96 minus function minus 20,454.54 we're saying 22798.123.42 ewie